Thank you, everyone, for joining today's NACTA webinar. Today, in our series, we are going to be hosting Josh Winston, who is the Director of Sales for National Harbor. If you're not familiar with them, just wait, you will in just a few moments. My name is Lorene Romero, and I am the NACTA webinar moderator. Want to do a little bit of housekeeping before we get into Josh's presentation. Want to remind everybody that you are on mute, and that is so that we avoid any background sounds that may occur while Josh is giving his presentation. This is being recorded, so you can always go back and review it. Just to let you know that NACTA has just started a YouTube channel, which is where we are going to be posting this. You will receive an email message in a couple of days that'll have the link where you can find the video. I also want to encourage everybody to sign up and subscribe for the NACTA YouTube trainings, and that's where you're going to find a whole bunch of little things about how to do marketing. You'll also find some about how to access your NACTA account, if you need to change your password when you're ready to renew. So Lisa Watson is creating a small series of videos that you may want to take just a few minutes to be able to go on a YouTube account, check it out. At the end of the webinar, we will be doing the Q&A session. So if anytime you have a question you would like me to ask Josh at the very end, please feel free to look on your sidebar where you will see an area that says questions. Please feel free to put the questions in there, and I will get to them at the very end of our presentation. So here we go, Josh. I am turning the reins over to you, and I'm leaving our friendly travel agents in your safe hands. I'm going to go on mute, but I will be here if you need me.
Well, thank you very much, Lorene. I really appreciate it, as always. It is so great to talk to you. You are a fantastic leader, and I am so pleased and happy to be back with NACTA again, an organization I am quite familiar with and have been with for a very long time, formerly with the Greater Fort Lauderdale Convention and Visitors Bureau, but I've been now with National Harbor, Maryland for about a year and a half, so it's hard to believe how time flies, but it really does. And I'll start off by just saying that, you know, when I was with Fort Lauderdale, it was very easy to sell to travel agents, right? It's a big cruise destination. It's a large city in Florida in a beach tropical environment, and it was an easy sell. It was something that travel agents are very familiar with as an educated group themselves who are really up and knowledgeable on the travel industry. It was something that most people knew about. So a lot of the updates that I would do through NACTA were essentially updates really about what was new, a new hotel opening or a new cruise ship that was sending a new ship out of Port Everglades, something like that. So with National Harbor, you've got a couple of different things. One is, how does an agent make money off of a northern destination? So we are like a brand new, completely brand new destination. It's only been open since 2008. And part of the reason I took the position here was to say, you know, it was because I knew that this destination had a lot of growth potential ahead of it. As you see on your screen here, this is a shot of our skyline. We call it our hero shot, and this is a look at National Harbor's 3,000 hotel rooms that are currently here, and there are more on the way. It looks at our Capitol Wheel, and interspersed throughout that skyline shot, there are all sorts of hotels, restaurants, shops, etc. And we're like a little mini Las Vegas on the Potomac River, about 10 miles south of Washington, D.C. So if that puts into perspective for you, that's about where we are. We are right across from Old Town Alexandria, and DCA would be your fly-in airport, which is just also across the river from us. We are actually on the landing path for all the flights. So if this was a true photo here, you would see airplanes landing just above you here over us. So let me talk a little bit about one of the things that's important for agents, because I want to get this addressed before we really delve into the meat of the show here, and that is selling a northern destination is a little bit different than selling a tropical cruise destination. We all know bread and butter for agents is, cruises. With us, because we are in the nation's capital, because we are in such a historic area, I find it that a lot of our receptives, like Mid-Atlantic Receptive Services and the Group Tour Company and so forth, are the better ways for agents to make money from a commission standpoint in the DC area, because we have so many fantastic companies that we work with that sell these packaged tours that are fantastic for senior groups, for social groups, for youth groups, you name it. They come through here, but we are now offering a very brand new attraction as a little city in the DC area that never existed before. So you can do your patriotic pilgrimage to Washington, DC, and come see and visit, National Harbor. Use it as your base camp of operations. Stay here, play here, and then go off and do your day trips. Do the Washington Monument, do the Lincoln Memorial, go down to Mount Vernon and see George Washington's home, go over to Annapolis for the day. It's a really, really great place to be, and we are geographically centered in the middle of it all. So with that, I will get started. So here is a shot of that most of you probably recognize. But it's funny, with domestic agents, a lot of us travel quite a bit, but a lot of us travel to places like Hawaii and Alaska and South Florida and places that are, cruise-centric. Here, a lot of folks that I talk to, it's been a while since they've been to Washington, D.C. If they don't have family or friends here, oftentimes it's not something that they're selling So a little refresher, in front of you, you'll see the Washington Monument, the White House at the bottom of your screen, the Jefferson Memorial over to the mid-right there, and that's the tidal basin. And where those little dots are, those red dots, Washington Monument, Woodrow Wilson Bridge, right behind that is DCA Airport. That's actually the runway. And over to your left-hand side, you'll see National Harbor. That's where we are. So we are in Maryland, but we are literally just over the line. That bridge that you see there is the Woodrow Wilson Bridge, which forms the border between the District of Columbia and Maryland. So we are, for all intents and purposes, part of the metro region of DC. It's about a 15-minute drive from the White House to National Harbor, including traffic, but we're very fast, about 10 minutes from the airport. So we're really, really close, and we're right on the doorstep of the nation's capital. So you can do everything from where we are. Here is a visual map for those of you who are like me and need an actual map to look at. We are the red. We are this red block here. My cursor shows up at the bottom of the Beltway. This 495 is the Beltway. You've got Virginia on this side, Maryland on this side, and then DC is right here. Now remember, Virginia did not give its half of the diamond because it backed out of its agreement during the Civil War. So it looks like a Death Star instead of a diamond, but that's the shape of the District of Columbia. People think that that's what it is anyway. So this is National Harbor, this red block of land right down here. So a little bit about us. We were actually a lot of land that Mr. Peterson, who is the owner of National Harbor and a wealthy real estate magnate in the Virginia area, he bought this land back in the 70s and land banked it because he knew at some point it would be valuable land, because back then this was sort of considered the outskirts of DC. Now, of course, the Beltway runs right through us, and we are, really part of the city. And in 2008, he said, you know what, there's a trailer park there and some unused land, and he said, let's put the shovel in the ground and let's build this, shining city. And that's what they did. So, as you can see here, we are really centrally located. DCA Airport is right across the bridge. This is the Woodrow Wilson Bridge in Old Town Alexandria. And then just to its north right here is the airport most people fly in and out of domestically. Dulles Airport is about 38 minutes to our west in Virginia, and BWI Airport is about 28 miles or minutes to our northeast. So a little bit about National Harbor. This is an overview, and one thing you'll notice here, this is not a very exciting tourism-based overview, more of a a construction plan, but that's part of what we've been doing is a lot of construction here. And one thing you'll notice down here on the lower left is a logo. If some people recognize what this is, then you're an excellent travel agent, because you know MGM is a fantastic brand, and it is coming to National Harbor. It will be the largest casino in the United States when it opens in November, largest casino outside of Las Vegas in the continental U.S. So this is really exciting. It opens November 10th, so mark your calendars for that. We will be doing a lot of FAMs coming up next year. Probably in about this time next year, we'll be doing a lot of agent events through January and February to really herald the opening of this fantastic new piece of National Harbor. So all of the stuff that you see here is part of National Harbor. We have a 2,000-room Gaylord Hotel. We have Westin. We've got AC Marriott. We've got Residence Inn, Hampton Inn, Wyndham, and of course MGM is coming, and then there'll be more hotel product that will take place after that. One of the other things that I mentioned as well is that our water taxi is a really cool way to get around DC. So we are National Harbor. We are a harbor, and this is a shot of our marina right here. And it is such a pleasure to be able to take a boat from our docks. You can walk out of your hotel room, jump on board the water taxi, and take it up to the monuments. You can take it, let me just go back here really quick to the map. You can go from this red block up the river to Georgetown. It can drop you off in Georgetown, which is a site of really historic homes and fantastic shopping. Downriver, you get a completely incredible river tour of Washington, D.C., all of the monuments, Lincoln Memorial, Jefferson Memorial, etc. There is a stop here at the Jefferson Memorial, the tidal basin, which lets you off. You can do the cherry blossoms here, which of course come out in late March, early April. And it also takes you around to Nat Stadium, and then further down the river to Old Town Alexandria. It has a stop here at National Harbor, and then further down the river, right here on the left-hand side, on the Virginia side, is George Washington's home, Mount Vernon. So it is the best way to get around town, and you don't have to deal with any of the traffic. It's a fantastic, fantastic resource, and definitely the best way to see DC. So I talked a little bit about our hotel product. AC is a brand new hotel. It's part of the Marriott chain, and they are a very kind of swanky, new, trendy type of property, very European boutique style. But we have more properties coming in the pipeline, and of course with MGM opening this year, that's going to make us even bigger. So we're very, very excited about that. We have some fantastic restaurants, over 30 restaurants here. This is just a sampling of a few of them. We have Granite City Brewery. We have Bobby McKee's Piano Bar, which is a fantastic nightlife spot. We've got some great waterfront dining at McClune's and at McCormick and Schmick's. So some really fantastic restaurants. But we also have a lot of select service restaurants like Potbelly and Subway and some of the other restaurants you would see in other places like Ben & Jerry's and so forth. But we've got some unique ones of our own. We have an interesting collection of shops. So in downtown National Harbor, which is part of what you see in the skyline shot there, we've got a lot of great shops like the Black Dog and Stonewall Kitchen, and we have the largest marshmallow Peep store anywhere in the United States. So that's a very interesting and specific shopping experience. And Peeps is, in case anybody hasn't been to this Peep store, or there's only 4 of them in the country, this is the largest. It is really fantastic, and it's great for kids of all ages. You can go in. They have every kind of marshmallow Peep under the sun that you can think of. They also own Mike and Ike's, so if you're a Mike and Ike's fan, you can get Mike and Ike's in pretty much any flavor you can imagine, as well as all of the cinnamon hot ones from mild all the way up to, burning your mouth. It's incredible. We've got some really sophisticated stores and really great. It's a really great place to shop. And that's just in downtown National Harbor, walkable to all your hotels. Right up our hill, at the top of the hill, is Tanger Outlets. And this is kind of interesting, and I know it's an outlet mall, and this has all the major brands you would find at any major mall. The difference about Tanger, though, is that most outlet malls are way out in, sort of semi-rural or exurb locations. This particular Tanger is an interesting new concept in the outlet world, and the reason that is because this particular Tanger Outlets is the closest outlet mall to a national urban center anywhere in the country, and it's become one of its most successful. So it's interesting that people are going to outlets even when they're really close into a major cosmopolitan center like Washington, D.C. So this is a very, very cool thing. It's been a fantastic addition to National Harbor, and it's very busy, so we're excited that it continues to grow, and I think we're going to be adding a lot more stores here over the next couple of years. We talked a little bit about it already. In case you couldn't tell by my excitement over the presentation here, we are getting ready to welcome MGM National Harbor. This is a rendering on your right here of what it's going to look like when it's finished, and I have another couple shots from the website which I'll pull up for you at the end of this. But it is really going to be a fantastic place to come and visit when you come to Washington, D.C. It's no longer just a boring government town. It's going to be a place you can come and stay and play and have a great time. You can sell it to your clients and incorporate it into a lot of different tour packages. It's a great thing to have on the itinerary, and it's funny because as we've been hosting travel agents and tour operators throughout the course of the year here, and MGM isn't even opened yet, we have found that a lot of the entertainment aspects that go with National Harbor are really what people are looking for. The historic pieces are fantastic opportunities for them to go off and do during the day, but at night they love coming back, having the brand new hotels, the brand new restaurants, all the excitement of this. And then with the addition of the casino, this is going to make us a really, really incredible place to visit. So we're very, very excited about this. November 10th is the tentative date for the opening. It could change, but it won't change by much. It will definitely be open by the end of the year. We expect that November 10th is the date that they've just recently given us, and I think that's going to hold. So we're very, very excited about this. If you have been to the MGM properties anywhere else, there are only two of them that are with the MGM name. One is in Las Vegas, and the other is in Macau. This will be the third at National Harbor. Of course, they also own Mandalay Bay and the Bellagio and a lot of the other properties in Las Vegas, but with this branded name, MGM only has three, and we're proud to be one of the three. So this is very exciting for us. One of the other things that is a great feature of National Harbor that you can do right now is the Capital Wheel. Those of you who are on the call may live in Seattle or Myrtle Beach or Atlanta or Orlando. There are a few other wheels around the country, but this is the Capital Wheel. And from the top, the nice thing about this is that it's not just stuck in the middle of the city. It actually sits out on a pier in the middle of the Potomac River, and it overlooks all of National Harbor, Old Town Alexandria on the other side of the river, and downtown D.C. to the north. So when you're up in these gondolas, as we call them, these are the little cars, they are fully air-conditioned and temperature climate controlled, so you don't have to worry about being too hot or too cold or the weather being bad. They go 24/7. These gondolas are always running, and very, very seldom do they close it for any kind of weather, unless it's a blizzard or a tornado or something like that. But for the most part, you can go up there and get some of the best views of Washington anywhere. And one of the things that's cool about this, because we're in Maryland and there's no height restriction in Maryland, we see a lot more from our side, because in D.C. nothing can be taller than the Washington Monument. So from the Maryland side, we get a great vantage point because we can build structures that are taller than what you can build in the district. So the views from National Harbor are the best views anywhere in the area. It's really fantastic. And of course, the Capital Wheel is also available at a group rate. So if you've got a group coming in, we will negotiate the rate for them. It's $15 a head. But if you go through us, obviously we'll work on a special rate for whichever group that you're bringing in. We do a lot of concerts, a lot of different events throughout the course of the year. We have a Crab and Beer Festival. We've got all kinds of marathons and 5Ks. We also have been home to Cirque du Soleil in the summertime over the course of the last several years. So we do a lot of different events, and that will continue throughout the next several years, and there will be more to come. So we're very excited about some of the unique things that we have here. But the Crab and Beer Festival that we have at the end of August, beginning of September, is the largest crab festival in the United States, and it's a really, really cool way to celebrate Maryland's most unique asset, which is our crabs. So this is a little outside shot of the Peep store. That is a Peep Mobile. We have some fantastic clubs and nightlife, a lot of great great bars and places to sit outside on our sidewalks. We do concerts here. We do, well, when the Redskins actually win games, we show the Redskins games on the big screen, as that's our local affiliation for NFL. I'm actually a New England fan, don't tell anybody that. But they come down in droves, and they sit out to watch the games on Sundays during the fall. We do movies on Friday nights throughout the summer, and special holiday programming during the holiday season. So it's really something cool to come and check out, and it's a really unique thing to sit on the Potomac River and watch something on the big Jumbotron like that. Holidays are our thing. So if you're looking for that true holiday experience, we have some fantastic packages. We're going to be doing a big package this year for the launch of MGM that will be commissionable for agents. It's going to be, we haven't rolled it out yet, so stay tuned to that. Keep in touch with me. We do a huge Christmas tree lighting. This is the largest Christmas tree in the Washington, D.C. area. It is bigger than the Capitol tree. It's bigger than the White House tree. And we also are home to the ICE show, which happens at our Gaylord Hotel. And what that is, if any of you have been to any of the other Gaylords around the country, there are 6 of them, and they do a show called ICE. And what this is, it is a massive city. They tent an entire area of their hotel, and they pump in 9-degree air, so everything is frozen solid, and they bring in ice carvers from China, who are from the city of Harbin in China, which is up in Siberia near the Russian border, and they carve an entire city made of ice, and it's a walkthrough exhibit. This is a shot from when it was the theme was Frosty the Snowman 2 years ago. This year it was Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and it is really great for kids of all ages. I had a blast. They have an ice slide. They have photo opportunities. It's really fun, and it's a great way to celebrate the holidays. If you're coming from an area like California, like Arizona, South Florida, Texas, where you don't get snow and you don't get sort of that holiday feeling, this is a great thing. And we've had some fantastic tours that came through this year, agents who did really well, making great commission on tour packages for the holidays into National Harbor, and it was really a blast for their clients. They just had a fantastic time. So you can combine that historic trip to see the White House, to see the nation's capital, and to kind of get in the holiday spirit at the same time. So you can connect with us. We are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Pinterest. Follow us, tweet us, send us your likes, go on nationalharbor.com, check out our website. We have a page dedicated just for agents, and that is going to be getting even better as we go along here. I was telling Lorene just before the call, we hired a new ad agency who is going to be kind of updating our brand a little bit, making it look a little cooler. So you'll have more photos and more opportunities to see some other stuff coming down the pike here soon. But definitely go on Facebook, type in National Harbor on Instagram, like us, follow us. We will be in touch, and you can certainly reach me anytime. I'm here to answer questions. I am your rep. I am the person who is the liaison to the travel agent community, so it's Josh Winston. My email is jwinston@nationalharbor.com, which is right here. This is my title, no, it even has my cell phone number on it, so there you go. You can call me directly. But my email, which is actually not on the slide, I need to add it, is jwinston@nationalharbor.com. So that is us in a nutshell, and I'll be happy to take questions. And Lorene, I will hand it back to you if you want to step in.
Excellent. Thank you. You're so funny putting your cell number on there. So for those of you who are on the West Coast, make sure to call him, I don't know, sometime after 9 our time, so that we can really wake him up.
That's perfect. All my California agents love to call me at 9 o'clock, and so. But luckily, I'm a night owl, so I'm still up usually. So it's good. It's better than if I were on the West Coast and my New York people were calling me. So yes.
Exactly. Oh, this is great. Thank you. Because I know that you have worked really hard. And for those of us who are longtime NACTA members, we do remember you when you were at your Fort Lauderdale location, and things have really changed for you. And at the time you were in an industry, of course, of tourism, where there was a lot going on in a big office. I'd been down at your office down there, and lots of staff, and you have really come to a new place where you bring your soul. And it's very exciting to see what you're doing with National Harbor, bringing it out, bringing people, training us of the importance of, hey man, you don't know what National Harbor is? Here, let me show you. Let me show you what you need to see and the clients that you need to do. So, you know, I really think it was a very wise business decision for them to bring you on board.
Yeah, it was. It has been an interesting and totally new destination, 180 degrees opposite from Fort Lauderdale, but it is a fantastic experience and opportunity for me. It was great. I thank you for the compliment. It was. I hope it was a good business decision for them as well. And of course, this helps anytime we have agents coming through and can contact me. I will make the experience worthwhile for you. And it's a totally new destination, so it's a challenge as well because it is something that nobody knows about. And really, they made the decision wisely, in my estimation, to bring someone on board who has a background and has connections into the tour and travel industry, because our agents need to know about it first. You know, honestly, our agents and our tour operators and the people who sell travel need to know what National Harbor is before the general public does. And, you know, it's an unknown entity at a national level, and we're going to be launching it as such. But it's important that our partners in the travel industry are aware, understand, know how to sell it, know what it is, can explain it to their clients, and that's what I'm here to help do. So.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
You had mentioned, one of the questions that came up is you had mentioned that you're going to be kind of promoting for the agents to come through next January, which I have to laugh, living in California going, oh, really? It'll be snowing there, right? But that's okay. That's okay. I would still be willing to go out there.
We will do, you know, we will have FAMs throughout the course of the year, so it will not only be in January, but the MGM opens in November. So in our estimating that I'd give it a month, you know, to really before we do anything from a FAM perspective, because any major opening, and when you open a Hampton Inn, it has kinks that you have to work out in the first month, let alone an MGM casino that's, you know, 400 rooms and, you know, has the, you know, biggest casino floor outside of Las Vegas anywhere in the United States. So it's going to have some, first of all, it'll be incredibly insane trying to work anything out to get a tour in there in the first month. But beyond that, you know, we want to give them a chance to get their service on point and make sure that our agents have a fantastic experience when they go there. So so I would hold off of a month. I wouldn't go right into November, but right after that, I think we should go in and do a FAM for our NACTA agents. It'd be great.
Well, and ironically, as they say in the tech industry, it's not a bug, it's a feature. So
that's correct.
You know, life happens.
It does, and there may be no bugs. There may be no kinks to work out. It may be perfectly smooth from the get-go. And I would anticipate with the level of people that they've brought in from Las Vegas to open, I would say that it's going to be pretty smooth. So that's my anticipation so far.
There you go. That's your story, and you're sticking to it. Love it. So if people are interested in getting more information and maybe being on a list to receive notification about the opportunities that will be for next year. Now we're talking, okay, people, 2017, not 2016. Is there on the website a travel industry area that they need to go to check it out?
There is. Yep, there sure is, and I'll actually flip through it for you here really quick. I'm going to just exit out of my little tour here. I'm going to show you a couple things. So here's a couple of renderings that are brand new. This is a rendering of MGM of what it's going to look like here, and I was pulling these up beforehand just so you could see sort of some other photos of what it looks like from an aerial perspective. These are really kind of cool, and you know, it shows just the casino, but National Harbor is immediately adjacent. It looked like this at one point, and it looked like this was the crater that they dug to build MGM, and this is what it is going to look like. So we're very excited about it, and it's coming along. But let me get to the National Harbor website. If you go to nationalharbor.com, it will pull up, and my computer's thinking here for some reason. And then if you go up to see up at the top here, it has directions, it has stay, play, etc. If you go down to the bottom of the page, if you scroll down past all the fun advertisements and pictures and look here where it says travel agents, you can click on that. And then what it does is it asks you for your name and your agency, etc. And then your IATA number, NACTA affiliation, ASTA, Botana, etc. It's all in there. If you fill in that information and click send, you'll be looped into our newsletter, and you'll be getting an update from us, regularly. Probably usually about twice a month we'll send out an update about what's happening at the harbor. As we get closer to MGM opening, that may become a little bit more frequent, but we'll keep that data bank, and eventually when we're getting ready to do FAMs, there are a couple ways we may do them. We may do them by an open invite, which is possible. We may do them by affiliation, so we may do one just with NACTA, and that's typically the way we prefer to do them because the agents tend to know each other, and I have the affiliation with NACTA, so it's probably going to be top of mind, I think, right after MGM opens. Yep.
Excellent. And yeah. Good idea. It doesn't occur to me to put my NACTA number down, but I actually have a NACTA number that...
See, there you go.
I know. The scary thing is I just looked at one of my older cards, and it says member since June 13th, 2006. And I went, oh, wow. My God, that's a decade. I know. I'm like, out.
June 13th, that was my start date with Fort Lauderdale, ironically. Was that? Yeah.
That's
been a long time.
Quickly.
Sure does.
One of the agents asked me to ask you what the awakening statue.
So that's a very good question. The awakening, I'm surprised that somebody was keen enough to pick that out because we went over it fairly quickly in the presentation. Let me show that to you. So what that is the awakening statue is a famous statue that actually lived at Haynes Point in D.C. Let me just see if I can find the photo of it in the presentation because it is here and we went over it fairly quickly. Give me 1 second, because I know we do have a photo of it somewhere. I thought we did, but it was in there.
Is the awakening the one with the person?
Here it is. It's at the end. Oh, it's the one right here. We're looking
at right there.
From current slide.
Here we go. It was
Sorry,
a test.
It was a test. I'm staring right at it. So in 2008, basically this giant awakening is the title of the sculpture. It comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, and of his hands, his face, and his legs emerging from the earth. And he is awakening the sleeping giant. This statue was down at Haynes Point in D.C. and actually they were getting ready to redo some of the bridge work in and out of D.C. and they were going to have to remove the statue from its location, and it was actually they didn't know where to put it, and a Japanese businessman had put an offer in to buy it and take it to Japan, and Milt Peterson, who loved the statue so much and is the owner of National Harbor, countered the offer and outbid him for it, and so they just moved it downriver to National Harbor about a couple miles, and so it now lives here. And the thing that's nice about it, there was some political pushback for locals that are on the call who know this story and are from the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. There was some political pushback at first about moving it because it had always been at Haynes Point, but the reality is that it was saved. It was going to go to Japan, and it was saved and kept in the United States, and not only kept in the United States, but kept very close to its original location. So one of the things that's nice about it too is that it gets a lot more use and a lot more people see it now because of where it's located. It is on our beach, and kids, as you can see in this picture, get to climb on it. They can get their pictures taken with it, and it was really in sort of a hidden area before in Haynes Point, which was very cool, but you really had to know where to look and go, and you certainly didn't want to go down there by yourself at night or something like that. So now it's in a great spot, and it is a famous piece of work. So yeah, very cool.
Nice. Hey, and I want to give a shout out to Sandy for asking that question. Right on.
Good question.
And the last the last question I have before we wrap up, and it may require you to go back again to your website.
Yep.
Someone asked if you have customizable flyers under the travel agency part for to help them promote.
So that is a great question. It is something I have been asking for. It is one of the things that is coming with our new ad agency. So the answer is right now I don't have something that's printable off the website, which I would love to have. However, it is coming soon. We're going to have a flip book that you'll be able to go through, which will be like basically like having an actual piece in your hands. We'll also have a printed version of that, but it is coming, and we will have it to you soon. I would say probably within the next 2 months we'll probably have it up. So
excellent.
Be on the lookout for that.
Awesome. Okay, everybody, we're going to wrap this up. Those are all the questions I have, unless somebody's on a keyboard and they're cheating because they know I'm wrapping this up. I want to remind everybody again, in case you missed it at the very beginning, that this is Josh Winston. Hello, Josh. Not like I haven't known you for years. And he is the Director of Sales and Marketing for National Harbor. This is being recorded, and we are going to have it on the new NACTA YouTube channel. And we are sending out the link post-message so that you can watch this again. I also encourage everybody to go to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because when we get to 100 people who have subscribed, we can have they'll say something like youtube.com/NACTA, but until we have 100 subscribers, it's going to be youtube.com/some scribble numbers. So our goal is to get everybody to subscribe. Your reward for subscribing is that you'll receive notice every time that we have one of our NACTA webinars posted, and also Lisa Watson is doing short tutorials. I know that she has one there now on how to renew your NACTA membership. There's another one about, what if I lost my passcode? I don't know what to do. Hello, she helps walk you through on how to do that, and there's several others. And shortly, Josh's will be there too, so that you can listen to this at your viewing pleasure, as they say. So again, Josh, thank you so much for all of your support for NACTA. Now, are you going to be at our national conference?
I will be
there.
I will be there at the national conference in November. It will be perfect timing because it will be just literally days ahead of MGM's opening. So NACTA at the national level at the National Convention in Fort Lauderdale will get the probably most recent update and the first look at what MGM really truly is going to look like just days before it opens. So it's going to be exciting, and I can't wait to be there.
Sweet. And to do a little bit of PR for future thinking, like in 2017, it has been publicly announced that the September 2017 NACTA National Conference, although I can say this, is actually going to be in Anchorage. So, Josh, I want you to mark your calendar for September 2017.
On the calendar for Alaska, and I can knock out one of the remaining states on my to-do list. So that would be fantastic. Yes, I only have a couple of square ones and Alaska left, so it's good.
There you go. Boom, bucket list. Got that done.
That's it.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend, as always. To keep yourself updated, make sure to check the NACTA NAD website or NACTA site and the NAD list, where we post all upcoming. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you again, Josh, and talk with you soon.
Thanks, Lorene. I appreciate it, and thank you to everybody on the call. And if anybody needs me, feel free to reach out. And if you're coming here to DC, I'd be happy to talk to you about coming and stay with National Harbor. So thank you very much.
Perfect. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.